Hi, this is Melissa with Fox and Fig Knits, and I'm going to show you how I swatch in the round. First, I cast on as many stitches as I need for my swatch, and I'm going to go ahead and cast on one more here. And then I will slide the yarn and stitches down to the other side of my needle. I make sure there's enough slack, and then I go ahead and start knitting these stitches again. Now, sometimes for this first stitch, I have to kind of anchor it a little bit. I'll do that between my fingers to make it a little bit easier to work that first stitch. And then you can continue down your swatch. Now, of course, this is a really small swatch for the purpose of the video. So you get here to the end of your round, and you do the same exact thing. You slide this right back to your other needle, and you continue to work holding a loose strand behind your work each time. And so when I swatch in the round, I use the exact stitch pattern for the project. I don't use any garter stitches on the edge or in the beginning to secure the work because I feel that it might distort my stitches. So the swatch might look a little sloppy around the edges, but I feel that I'll get my best measurement in the middle of my swatch if I use all of the pattern stitches for the whole entire swatch. See here, we slid the stitches back down to our other needle again, and now I'm going to hold another loose strand in the back. I'm going to work these stitches again, and you just keep working as many rounds as you need to understand your gauge with a swatch. Here we are at the end of another row. We will go ahead and slide back to the beginning of our needle, and we will work these stitches again to continue our swatch. Anytime you have a project that is knit in the round, you want to swatch in the round, because swatching flat can give you a different gauge, and I've definitely run into that issue before. See here, even though it's a little sloppy on the edges, we're getting a pretty good idea of how the stitches are going to look knit in the round. Now I personally leave these strands intact so that I can block and potentially use this yarn again. So for example, I cut all these strands when I was making this swatch, which would make this yarn mostly not usable. So for all my swatches now, I always leave the strands intact in case I need this yarn in the future. And that is how you swatch in the round.